Good morning, meteorologist Bob here for you with today's tropical update for Wednesday, August 14, 2013. As the peak of the season now begins, we have a couple invests. Really going to just focus mostly on Invest 92L here, as this is something that could affect our weekend plans, especially along the northern Gulf Coast here. This morning, the National Hurricane Center said 50% chance, 60% in the next 5 days, possibly low pressure forming there between the northeastern tip of Honduras and the Cayman Islands. If we close in on satellite view here, this buoy was showing some west winds here. It looks like looked at a latest observation, looks like it's shifted back to the southeast. But this is where we're going to watch for low pressure to develop. National Hurricane Center not flying out a plane today, which is kind of strange. But we will have one out there tomorrow, and we'll be able to see where this is going here. Wish there would be a plane going out today. I just don't understand that. But anyway, this is where the concentration is, and this is where low pressure could end up developing, okay? Let's look at the wider picture here in the Gulf of Mexico. If you look at the water vapor loop here, we have this stalled out front here. Little upper level low kind of going to get absorbed into the front here. This is helping to really ventilate this system right now as anticyclonic flow over it, which is helping it to slowly develop. It's really a large system right now, large disorganized area of showers. This really has to begin to consolidate to develop and see if we can get low pressure to develop. As the system moves, and again, I'm thinking it's going to take more of this kind of track. Once it gets here in the Gulf of Mexico with this front here, it's going to be a lot more wind shear. So I don't really expect the system to really blow up once it gets into the Gulf of Mexico with that shear in that front. Really could string out this system a little bit. Going to be more of an east-weighted side system where most of the weather is going to be on the east side, especially with this front here. That's what we're going to see. If you're looking at the GFS right now, it kind of has been depicting that run after run here. Most of the weather, rain, and wind is going to be on the east side of this system, possibly as a tropical storm. Again, never turn your back on these things in the Gulf of Mexico. You know, intensity forecasting is hard. Right now I'm thinking tropical storm. Most of the wind and rain on the east side. So western panhandle, Mobile area, Alabama, Mississippi coast, maybe even the eastern end of there, Louisiana. Definitely in store for a rainy, windy weekend coming up here as this system moves across here. And this is really where I think it's going to be moving here. If you looked at the Canadian model the last few days, it's been showing hurricane moving into southern Texas. Really don't see that happening right now. I'm liking more of this path here towards the north. Euro model's been interesting. Really hasn't shown much. Last night's run, more of a strung out system here. Again, moving, basically where the GFS has it, but more of a strung out system. Not really consolidating, but if it, it could start showing some consolidation in here. And again, almost depicting what the GFS has, but not as strong, but in that same general area. It's going to be really interesting if the GFS wins over the Euro again with this system. GFS seems to have, so far this season's been doing a little better with the Euro right now. So, hey, it might be that new supercomputer, right? We'll see. Latest 12Z model runs here, a bunch of these models, and again, you could see most of them moving this way. And again, it really depends where that center develops. But if you've looked on the satellite view lately, and just seeing, it really does look like it's going to develop right in here. If this was going to develop farther out west and south, you would think it might move more this way. But looking more and more likely, it's going to get picked up by this trough and swung up to the north here, and through the next few days and into early part of the weekend. And again, I'd have to put 70-80% chance it moves this way and maybe a 10-20% chance it moves more towards the west. That's where I'm leaning towards right now. Precipitation forecast, this is QPF for Wednesday this morning all the way through Monday morning. Combination of the front and possible Aaron. Rainfall we do not need here in the southeast. We've had way too much rain this summer. More on the way. Again, I think the main factors with this system is going to be rainfall, and again, a little bit of wind. Just be prepared for a miserable weekend here across the northern Gulf Coast. Real quick, 93L out here, way out in the eastern Atlantic. Nice little spin to it already. This one could be our next name system after Aaron, which off the top of my head, I don't remember what the next name system is after Aaron, but it will be probably moving that way. It's going to move into little cooler waters as it moves westward. Might knock it down a little bit, but if you look real quick, you can see we have a long way to watch this one. West-northwest and maybe more of a bend towards the west, and probably be one we're going to be talking about here this week. Less dry air out here right now. Not as much African dust. And MJO, if we look here, is going to start swinging. We're into 1 and 8 right now. If you looked at some of the more extended forecast here, it looks like we're going to be swinging into the hyperactivity phase 2 and 3 as we get towards the end of August, beginning of September. We're ready to roll here. So if you're living along the Gulf Coast, eastern United States, anywhere in those hurricane-prone areas, definitely time. You should be prepared right now, but definitely start getting prepared. We're going to get into the meat of the season. All indications are it's going to get very busy here coming up. Be prepared is all I could say. All right, that's it for today. Hopefully we'll keep bringing these updates to you when I have time. Again, you always can follow me on Facebook. It's Robert, ACANFRIO. I always put out little quick little stuff there on Facebook for you guys. Have a good day.